Here are 5 classic self-improvement books that you need to read. If you went up to me and asked, Sam, let's say the world is at its best in history because there are 5 books that everybody reads at some point in their lives. What are those books? This video is my answer. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam and I want to make self-growth normal because people shouldn't have to look this information up. It should just be mainstream knowledge. If you agree, then please make sure to smash that like button. Our goal on this channel is to make self-growth normal. When it's normal to improve yourself, I swear that there will be world peace. Schools will be fun to go to and they will teach us important up-to-date skills from young ages like finance and wealth building, time management, healthy friendships and relationships, and mental and emotional wellness in life. News channels, articles, and headlines will focus on solutions to problems, not just problems. And the most popular music on the radio will be about stuff like meditation, getting out of debt, healing from childhood trauma, professional development, or anything else I just listed. It's not that there's anything wrong with the way things are, but they could be so different. And I imagine what the world would look like if developing yourself were an unavoidable focus of discussion and thought in our country and planet. If it were normal. Going to religious gatherings on weekends will be exciting for kids. Bumper to bumper traffic will no longer exist. There won't be any more lines at the DMV. Disney food will be sold at normal prices. Okay, I might be getting ahead of myself, but we won't know all this is true until self-growth is normal, okay? Just so you guys know, there are affiliate links in the description, and if you guys buy anything through those links, then I get commission, which helps me build this channel and keep making these videos. But number 1, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. This one is the premier guide to spiritual enlightenment. This is the type of book that you could just read when you feel depressed or anxious, and you just read it until you feel that way again. And you just read it until you feel better, and then when you feel that way again, you just start reading it again, picking up from when you left off. And you could do this for years and watch your view of things change. It's not some weird religion, there's nothing you have to do, there's nothing and no one you have to worship or anything like that, but it does highlight what to focus on to feel more at peace with yourself, as well as what kind of intangible things cause us to harm others or ourselves. A good long-time friend of mine, guy fascinated by literature, checked it out, and if I recall correctly, he mentioned that it had a lot of generalizations. I don't disagree, but that's just one of those things that you'll have to take with a grain of salt. Every book has its flaws. My favorite book ever is the last one on this list, and that book has so many problems, I couldn't even begin to go over them in the review. I had to save them for another video of myself reacting to Amazon reviews of it. And I have a feeling in that video we barely scratched the surface. Anyway, number 2, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. This is one of those rare classic self-help books with a series of personal stories behind it, through which these wondrous insights are filtered that all fall under the same umbrella. 2 men. Both look at money very vastly differently from each other. What do they have in common? They both played a huge role in the author's life. So as he grew up, he had to choose which of their philosophies to adopt on money. As a result, the author's ability to distinguish the differences between a rich person's and poor person's mindset is superlative, concrete, and stubborn. This is probably one of the most popular and essential books in the history of personal finance, and it came out like 20 years ago. So many of its perspectives still hold true today. It lays out 6 different things that the author learned about money from his decision to follow his rich dad's footsteps when he was 9. That's right, you can explain this to a 9-year-old, and you will still finish it with a different view of money, its importance, and how to treat it. I swear, every time I check this book out, which I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago when I first checked it out, every time I check it out, I still finish it with a different view of things from the last time. Number 3, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This is like the 101 of 101s of self-growth 101 fundamentals. Why do they call it 101? There are 100 classes you have to take first on the same subject. It can't be 101 if it's like for beginners. Like, this makes no sense to me. But anyway, I've never heard of anyone who does all of these habits consistently before checking this book out. These habits are really kind of only the type of habits that you learn from a book like this. And it is irreplicable, just like the other ones on this list. If you pay attention to the most highly effective people you have and have not met, this is just not common knowledge. I can't stress that enough. People will look at this list of 7 habits and be like, this is just common sense. No, Kyle, it's not common sense. There are people who will say that and just not understand any of them. In my experience, the type of person who says that stuff is just common sense is the type of person who doesn't apply any of it at all. Number 4, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Something I love about this book, and really all the books on this list, is that it really is exactly what you would expect it to be based on the title. There are a few things that separate How to Win Friends from other works on the topic of getting along with and working well with other people. Firstly, the range of different stories he tells is unreal. He talks about small business dealings, family matters with members of all ages, interactions with strangers from around the country, students and teachers, fellow employees, even between people and animals. Secondly, the author's ability to use the quality, frequency, and organization of examples to hit the target of getting his, her, their points across is something I have never seen in any book like How to Win Friends and Influence People. As sincerely and thoroughly and with as much finesse as possible, from this book, you will learn the benefits of making the effort to understand others and make them feel important. And it seems that there is a severe shortage of people who truly know how to do this today. And that is why I so strongly recommend this book, despite the fact that it came out like 80 years ago. Number 5, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This book is the closest thing to a staple of self-development, if there is any, in the form of a book. Because what I've noticed is that so much of what improving yourself hinges upon is ultimately what it is that you want. When you decide, I want a healthy relationship with someone, or I want to lose or gain 20 pounds by March, or I want a job freelancing online for $80,000 a year, or I want to start a drop shipping business, or I want to publish my own book. For some reason, not many people at all really seem to know what happens exactly between the moment you come up with that idea and the moment it becomes a reality. For some reason, not many people seem to know exactly what happens between the moment you come up with that idea and the moment it becomes a reality. Other books have come out with since this one has been published, and they talked about the importance of thinking about what you want and writing it down repeatedly. They've given hypothetical examples. They've promised riches and fame beyond your wildest dreams, and they've got us all pumped up and ready to meet their realizations. But they just don't really tell you how to make it happen. They don't give you any straight up concrete steps. Those books don't tell you how and why things work the way they do. Think and Grow Rich took the author 25 years to write. It has sold over 120 million copies. Countless millionaires and maybe some billionaires worldwide will attribute it to their success. And you know what? It was published 85 years ago. So the timelessness is there.
It's there, man. The timelessness is there. You just gotta breathe in the timelessness.
But I still find it to this day difficult to precisely and concisely explain what is so stupendous about this book. My review is 26 minutes long and I barely scratch the surface. But I'll put it this way. It's the type of material that blurs the lines between science fiction and nonfiction. Certain chapters feel illegal to read or listen to, and you can also apply it to your own life. If those 3 things alone are not compelling in some way together, I am not sure what is. But those are my 5 classic self-improvement books that you need to read by the time, like, nah. I hope you guys know what I mean. Let me know what you guys think. Is this your list? What would you add to this list if there's anything missing? Drop your answers in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, because I don't get why people watch this far into my videos and they don't subscribe. But if you have subscribed and you want to turn it up just a notch and turn on that notification bell to get a notification whenever I drop new videos, that would mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You can find me everywhere and I will see you then.